Jennifer Martinez had called the police 47 times in 6 months. Each time, she reported the same thing. Her ex-husband was violating the restraining order. Each time, she got the same response. "We'll send someone when we can, ma'am." Nobody ever came. Her 10-year-old daughter, Emma, hadn't slept through the night in 3 months. Every creak of the house made her jump. Every car that drove past made her run to the window, terrified it was him. "Mommy, is Daddy coming to hurt us again?" Emma whispered every night. Jennifer had no good answer. The courts gave her a piece of paper. The police told her to be patient, but paper doesn't stop a 6'2" man with rage in his eyes and alcohol in his system. On Tuesday morning, Jennifer found dead flowers on her doorstep with a note. Soon. She called the police again. Officer Davis sighed into the phone. "Mrs. Martinez, unless he actually does something, there's nothing we can do." "He is doing something," Jennifer screamed. "He's terrorizing my daughter." "I understand your frustration, but our hands are tied," Officer Davis said. "Document everything, and we'll include it in the report." Another report. Another piece of paper. Another night of Emma crying herself to sleep. That's when Jennifer's neighbor, an older woman named Rosa, knocked on her door. "I heard everything through the walls," Rosa said gently. "I know someone who might help." Jennifer was desperate enough to listen.
If you believe in protecting the innocent, hit that subscribe button and show your support.
Thursday evening, Jennifer sat nervously at a corner table in Murphy's diner. Rosa had told her to wait there at 7 p.m. Jennifer didn't know who she was meeting or why this would be any different from the police. At 7:03, 3 men walked in wearing leather vests with patches reading Iron Brotherhood MC. Jennifer's first instinct was to leave. These were bikers, dangerous men. But then she remembered Emma's face when she found those dead flowers, and she stayed. The biggest one, a man with a gray beard and kind eyes, sat down across from her. "Mrs. Martinez, I'm Bear. This is Hammer and Doc." "Rosa said you might be able to help," Jennifer said quietly. "But I don't understand how." Bear's expression darkened as Jennifer told her story. About how her ex-husband Derek had started drinking after losing his job. How the violence escalated until she finally left with Emma. How the restraining order meant nothing because nobody enforced it. "The police say their hands are tied," Jennifer finished, her voice breaking. "I'm out of options." Bear looked at Hammer and Doc. Something unspoken passed between them. "Ma'am, our hands aren't tied," Bear said, "and we take protecting women and children very seriously." "I can't pay you," Jennifer said quickly. "I can barely afford rent right now." "We don't want your money," Doc said firmly. "We want your ex to understand he made a mistake." Bear pulled out his phone and made a call. "We need a full presence. Woman and child in danger. Restraining order being ignored." He listened for a moment. "I'll text the address." Within 30 minutes, Jennifer's street looked like a motorcycle convention. 18 Harleys lined both sides of the block. Men and women in leather vests stood on her lawn, sat on her porch, and positioned themselves at every corner. Neighbors came outside, stunned by the display. "What's happening?" Emma asked, peeking through the curtains. "Guardian angels, baby," Jennifer said, crying. "Guardian angels just showed up." Bear explained the plan. "We're going to be visible, very visible. We're not going to threaten him or touch him. We're just going to make sure he knows you're not alone anymore." "Is this legal?" Jennifer asked. "Standing on a public street? Absolutely." Bear smiled. "We're just concerned citizens exercising our right to peacefully assemble." Derek Martinez drove past Jennifer's house at 9:47 p.m. like he did every night, slowing down to intimidate her. This time he saw something different. 18 bikers staring directly at him. He sped up and kept driving. At 11:15 p.m. he drove past again. The bikers were still there. Some were drinking coffee, others were talking quietly. All of them watched his car with laser focus. Derek's third pass at 1:30 a.m. was his last. Bear stepped into the street, held up his hand, and shook his head slowly. The message was clear. Not tonight. Not ever again. Derek's car disappeared down the street and didn't come back.
If you believe in standing up for those who can't protect themselves, like and subscribe to this channel.
The bikers maintained a rotating watch for 3 days straight. Shifts changed every 6 hours. Someone was always there, always watching, always ready. Emma started sleeping through the night. She even smiled when she saw the bikers on the lawn. Doc taught her to play checkers. Hammer showed her pictures of his own daughter. Bear let her sit on his motorcycle while he told her stories about helping other families. "Are you going to stay forever?" Emma asked Bear. "We'll stay as long as you need us, sweetheart," Bear promised. On day 4, Derek made a mistake. He showed up drunk at 2 a.m., stumbling toward the house with a baseball bat. He got 6 steps before 12 bikers surrounded him in a perfect circle. "Drop the bat," Bear commanded. Derek looked around, suddenly realizing he was trapped. "This is my house. You can't stop me." "That restraining order says differently," Bear replied calmly. "And we're just making sure the law gets enforced since the police won't." "I'll call the cops on you," Derek screamed. "Please do," Hammer said, pulling out his phone. "I'll help you dial." Derek dropped the bat and ran. This time, Officer Davis showed up within 10 minutes. He looked at the bikers, the baseball bat on the ground, and Derek's car speeding away. "I see you've made some new friends, Mrs. Martinez," Officer Davis said. "Friends who actually show up when I call," Jennifer replied pointedly. Officer Davis had the decency to look ashamed. "I'll make sure Derek gets picked up tonight for violating the restraining order, and I'll personally ensure someone patrols this street regularly." "Funny how quickly things change when people are watching," Bear said coldly. Derek was arrested 2 hours later. The baseball bat, his drunken threats to the bikers, and his 47th restraining order violation were finally enough. The prosecutor, pressured by public attention, the bikers made sure the case received, pushed for maximum penalties. Derek got 18 months in jail and a permanent restraining order. The Iron Brotherhood maintained their watch until Derek's sentencing. Then, they gathered one last time on Jennifer's lawn. "How can I ever thank you?" Jennifer asked, crying. Bear knelt down to Emma's level. "You be brave, grow up strong, and if you ever see someone else who needs help, you remember what we did here. You pass it forward." Emma hugged him tightly. "I will, I promise." 3 years later, Jennifer got a call. A woman from her office was dealing with a similar situation. Police weren't helping. She felt alone and terrified. Jennifer made a phone call. "Bear, I know someone who needs your help." "Text me the address," Bear said immediately. "We're on our way." Because that's what the Iron Brotherhood does. They show up when everyone else turns away. They protect those who can't protect themselves. And they prove that sometimes the most dangerous-looking people have the biggest hearts. The system failed Jennifer Martinez. But the Brotherhood didn't. And they never will.
If this story moved you, subscribe to this channel and show your support.